In the heart of a desolate town, where shadows lurked and silence screamed, lies an old and forgotten diner called Luna's Grill. Once a bustling hub of laughter and warmth, it's now a chilling relic of the past, rumored to hold a dark secret. Tonight, our tale unfolds as a lone customer walks through its door, unknowingly stepping into a web of horror that will test the limits of their sanity. The diner creaked under the weight of time, the flickering neon sign outside casting eerie shadows on the faded linoleum floor. Laura, a weary traveler with an insatiable hunger, pushed the door open, the bell above jingling like a ghostly warning. The place was empty save for the distant clattering of dishes from the kitchen. "Anyone here?" she called out, her voice echoing in the silence. Suddenly, a figure emerged, a gaunt, pale man dressed in a stained apron, his eyes, hollow and unsettling, locked onto hers. "Welcome to Luna's, where we serve more than just food," he said with a crooked smile. She froze, unease crawling up her spine. The man led her to a booth that seemed to hum with ominous energy. As she sat down, the tension thickened. Ordering a burger, she felt an inexplicable chill sweep across her. Just then, the lights flickered violently, plunging the diner into darkness for a mere second. But it was enough to feel a presence lingering. The man returned with her order, placing the plate before her with an unsettling flourish. "Eat up, and the last bite is always the best." She chuckled nervously but picked up the fork, its metal cold against her fingers. Each bite tasted like regret, the flavors hauntingly familiar but twisted. Why did it feel as if she were biting into memories lost in time? Just as she was about to finish, she glanced up and saw the men staring, eyes wide, rapture and madness glimmering in their depths. "How does it feel?" he asked softly, "to be the last customer of the night?" As she swallowed hard, those words echoed in her mind, sending jolts of panic down her spine. In that moment, she realized the diner had no windows, no exits. The walls began to close in. Laura's heartbeat quickened as she remembered whispers in town about patrons who had vanished without a trace after dining here. Her instincts screamed at her to flee, but the gaunt man sensed her fear. "You can't leave just yet," he said, his voice now an unsettling melody, each note dripping with a sinister promise. "We still have dessert." With that, he slinked back to the kitchen, leaving her alone with her tormenting thoughts. What dessert could possibly follow this nightmarish meal? She considered her options: fate or fight. Suddenly, she noticed a small, flickering TV in the corner, displaying old footage of diners from decades past, eerily similar to her own face. Glancing back at her plate, she discovered an inscription etched into the bottom, words formed in a language she didn't recognize. But urgency was palpable. "You're not like them," came a whisper from behind her, and she turned to see a ghostly child, eyes wide with terror, standing by the booth. "You can still escape. Just don't look at him." Panic surged through her veins. The gaunt man returned with a slice of cake adorned with dark red berries. "Magic," he said with a wide grin. "The last dessert you'll ever need." The lights flickered again, more violently this time, and the diner transformed. Walls pulsed. Faces of past customers emerged from the shadows, mouths frozen in silent screams. Realization hit. Dining here was a one-way ticket to a fate worse than death. Summoning every ounce of strength, she grabbed her fork, not for the cake but as a weapon. She lunged forward, smashing the fork into the man's shoulder, but he merely smiled wider, darkness swirling around him. "You think you can escape?" Suddenly, the diner shook, the walls cracked, threatening to swallow her whole. "You're just like the others. And now, you will join us," he hissed, reaching for her. But as she backed toward the door, she saw the child again, a flicker of hope in the chaos. "This way." It beckoned, summoning every ounce of strength. She dashed toward the exit. In that electrifying moment, she felt the weight of every soul trapped within these walls guiding her. She burst through the door, the bell ringing furiously behind her, and the cold night air hit her like a tidal wave of relief and clarity. But the diner's sinister glow flickered through the windows, the gaunt man's laughter echoing in her ears. As she turned back for just a second, she froze standing in the entrance. Looking just like the man who had served her was her own reflection, a twisted version of herself now eternally bound to that cursed diner. She ran into the darkness, vowing never to look back, but even as she fled, the scent of the diner lingered, a reminder of a fate narrowly escaped but never truly left behind. The town whispered her name. She could feel it, how it clung to her like a shadow. Laura wasn't just the last customer. She was now part of the legend of Luna's Grill, forever a reminder that some places should remain forgotten. For once you dine in darkness, it's only a matter of time before the darkness dines on you too.